Happy Sunday, everyone. I apologize for releasing the video late. I couldn't get an opportunity to record the video today because my bathroom has been getting remodeled and the environment just wasn't right for recording. But without further ado, let's dive right in. Today it's going to be pretty short. I'm just going to talk about 4 stocks that I think may have a good opportunity in the upcoming weeks. So the first stock I want to talk about is Apple. So if we look at Apple, okay. So Apple recently hit close to where it was before March. And then it was rejected at about 320 level and now coming down onto, again, pretty strong resistance level right here. We'll zoom in a second, but I just wanted to take a look at this overall picture. This bigger time frame, couple different ways you can look at it. You can look at it as reverse head and shoulder. Okay, that's a bullish pattern. I think, well, you can also look at it kind of as a cup and handle, right? And in both cases, you can say that, yes, it did go over this resistance line right here. So yes, those patterns held true. But now what? Recently, it hit the high of almost 320, and then it has been kind of in a downward pattern. Right? It broke this trend line. This one right here. It broke it, and it's been going down, coming up to this, what has turned into now a strong support. So the reason why I think there's a good opportunity here is around here. Once it reaches this point, if it breaks below this, I think there will be pretty strong downward movement. But if it can hold this support level, I think it'll have a nice strong movement up. You can also view it as like a secondary cup and handle. If you view this as the whole cup, I feel like this is pushing it a little bit, but if you view this as the whole cup and we go down this way, right, then I think there's an upside there. This is not my favorite of the 4 I'm going to talk about, but I think there is a good opportunity once we kind of go past this sticky point right here. There will be a good size movement up or down, right? We don't really care whether it's up or down. As long as it's a good sized movement where we can profit off of it, that's what we're looking for. So I think that's where Apple's at. Let's get rid of these. Let's go to the next one. Next one is Netflix. As you guys probably know, Netflix has been very well off. It didn't really even have a downturn since March. It actually broke through way higher, and it's still going up. Now, recently, it did break over this top resistance here after going through a little bit of ascending triangle pattern. So from here, let me actually zoom in a little bit more. That's too much. All right, we'll go from there. So here's where I'd see Netflix coming. So it will actually either go straight up, even more so. But if not, and it might do this during the day tomorrow, right? It might go up a little bit, but if it does come down, I think it'll test either this upward trend line. If it tests this upward trend line and bounces up, that's an even better sign, because the trend line's not broken then. But if it does come back down, I think it'd be okay to wait until it tests this support line at about 445. And then I think it will definitely bounce up and continue its upward trajectory. And I actually really like where it's positioned at right now. It just broke through. So, and it has been on an upward direction for a very long time, and it didn't even have a very negative effect from March, April, those times. So I really like Netflix actually for the next few weeks, at least. Now let's talk about AMD. This one, little bit iffy on the chart. As you can see, I think you can argue for possible cup and handle if it continues to go up. And then it'll hopefully it'll break through this. I think that is all-time high actually. Yeah. It's sort of keeping up with this bottom trend line still. And on top of that, this week on Thursday, I believe, on 21st, NVIDIA is reporting its earnings. So if they have a good positive earnings reaction, AMD will most likely follow suit and have a positive reaction on its stock price as well. If you want to play through the NVIDIA earnings, that's on Thursday after the market. And if you don't want to play, you might want to just wait it out and then get in after the earnings of NVIDIA. Now, last stock that I'm going to talk about today, CVS. This probably, along with Netflix, are my top two. The other two, Apple and AMD, there's a good opportunity building up, but I'm not sure. I need confirmation for that. For Netflix and CVS, I have a little bit more conviction because the chart's a little bit clearer. So let's look at CVS. Although it has bounced from the March 21st low, it's still got a lot of room to go until where it was, right? About 20%. And lately, it has been building a ascending triangle pattern. So here, they went up, met a resistance, came down, went through a little bit, but it's not exact. Nothing's really exact. So came down. Now that's the bottom of this bottom trend, right? Came up, hit that resistance again. The resistance is at about 60, little less than 65. So like 64, 60-ish. Yeah. Somewhere there. Hit it again. Hit the bottom side again. Went up. Hit that resistance again. Came down. Hit it again. And now it's on its way up. So if we don't count the start of it, it's following the bottom trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the top side, we hit it 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's actually, there's quite a bit of data on this, how it fits the pattern, the ascending triangle. So here's where I see this going. Assuming the market just does not tank for whatever reason, if the illness spikes again, or if there's some news on, China and US relations getting worse, barring those things, I think we'll go here. It looks like we'll probably test it one more time. Let's extend this line. Okay. And then we'll change back to pink. Okay, so it'll go up, probably get resisted again, come down, test it again. And then here, as it gets closer to where these two trend lines meet, it'll likely break upwards, break through the resistance at 64.60. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Sometimes it's just there. Not much to explain here. I think it's a pretty clear pattern. Now, pattern's not everything. The pattern might get destroyed at any point in time, but so far, after 4 times of bouncing up and down, it's still fitting nicely through the pattern. So as we continue to go on, like I said, as we get closer to the convergence point, I think it'll break upward through the resistance. And once it breaks upward, let's see. There isn't really too much resistance. Maybe somewhere here once, but it's not, I don't know if that's too strong of a resistance. Yeah, because we had such a quick downward momentum back here, there isn't really strong resistance. I would say there's probably one here around 67. But if it even goes past that, then, you're just free to take off all the way almost back to where it began in March. So my top 2 out of these 4, Netflix and CVS. The other 2, I'm going to be watching like a hawk because I do think there's a good opportunity for a good sized movement coming up, which I can take advantage of. All right, well, that is all for this weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have good success next week in the market. Hope for the best. Always stay green. All right, see you guys.